Some files you read and forget. Others you read and make certain you lock the door before you turn out the light. I'm afraid this is one of those. They sent a team to the most haunted plot of land in America, Skinwalker Ranch. They expected UFOs, mutilated cattle, maybe a little bit of cosmic radiation, but what they found instead was something that watched them back. By 1999, Dawes had several active joint operations with my outfit, the Supernatural Defense Force, investigating reports of interdimensional breaches, cryptid migration, and what they called cultural anomalies with lethal potential. Skinwalker Ranch ticked all three boxes. The Americans had already been studying it for years, lights in the sky, missing livestock, electromagnetic interference. When civilian researchers got spooked, Dawes dispatched one of ours, Professor Simon de Montfort, an academic with the peculiar gift of surviving things that ought to have eaten him. Excellent man, bit eccentric. Always carried salt in his pocket and a dagger in his briefcase. Claimed it was silver. Never asked. Now the team was a mixed bag. Emily Hart, fresh minted graduate in paranormal studies, and enthusiastic, optimistic, and as most first-timers are, utterly unprepared. Dr. Caldwell, the lead scientist, brilliant but, well, allergic to superstition. And of course de Montfort himself, sent to make sure no one died or worse, came back wrong. They spent 6 nights gathering data, noises in the dark, lights over the Mesa, and a temperature drop of 12 degrees in less than 3 seconds. All unsettling, but nothing conclusive until the 7th night. Just before midnight, the desert fell silent. No wind, no insects, nothing. Even the recording equipment stopped its usual background buzz. Like the air itself was listening. Hart saw movement by the tree line. She thought it was a coyote. Well, then it stood up. The figure stepped into the floodlights, tall, twisted, humanish only in outline. Eyes like molten sulphur, limbs wrongly hinged. Caldwell tried to dismiss it until it growled, deep, resonant. The sound rattle of the metal cases on the ground. De Montfort drew the dagger, runes glinting under the lamps, and said, "Stay behind the line and don't run." Hart swears the creature hesitated, as if it understood him, and then it attacked. The thing moved faster than any animal she'd ever seen. Caldwell's instruments went flying. One camera caught a frame of it mid-lunge, and I've seen it. It's not blurred by motion, it's blurred by reality. De Montfort intercepted, silver blade flashing. He slashed once. The air sizzled, and the Skinwalker screamed. You don't often hear something that sounds both human and inhuman at once. They did that night. He threw a vial of something black into its face. Hart described smoke pouring from its skin like acid. "Salt, Emily, now," he shouted. She scattered it in a wide circle, trembling while he kept the thing back with a dagger and words. Old words. Not Latin, not Navajo. Older than that. When it crossed the salt line, he drove the dagger into its chest. Light, bright as magnesium, then nothing. Where it fell, there was only ash. The aftermath report lists no fatalities. The instruments, however, all failed simultaneously. Every magnetic drive wiped clean at the same time. No photos. Hart wrote that the professor's hands were shaking, but his voice was steady. "It's done," he said. "Let's go." They left before dawn. The next morning, locals found a 10-foot ring of scorched earth, as if lightning itself had struck from below. Dawes sealed the site by noon. Official cause, energy discharge due to instrument malfunction. Unofficial, containment achieved. His debrief runs for 23 pages. I'll summarise it. He called it a corruption of form, a human soul that's worn too many skins. A skinwalker, according to Navajo tradition, begins as a witch, one who's murdered bloodkin for power. In return, they gain the ability to shift shape, but lose their humanity entirely. Most reports, he said, were exaggeration, but this one wasn't. He concluded the entity was drawn to the ranch by magnetic disturbances, a kind of supernatural fault line of sorts. Something in the land there feeds on belief. The more people watch, the stronger it grows. Now the Americans file it under cryptid phenomenon. We prefer the term anthropomorphic manifestation of malign will. Easier to say after 2 or 3 whiskies. Skinwalkers appear across indigenous folklore, though each culture describes them slightly different. Always human wants, always corrupted by a choice. They move fast, mimic voices, cause paralysis, and thrive on fear. They're not ghosts, and they're what happens when humanity willingly becomes the haunting. Professor de Montfort believed the dagger worked not because it was silver, but because it was engraved with the creature's true name, recovered from a fragment of Navajo chant. Call the thing by its real name, and you unmake it remember that. Skinwalker While Skinwalker Ranch remains restricted territory, Dars maintains remote surveillance. Nothing's crossed the perimeter in 26 years, but locals still report shadows that walk upright and coyotes that laugh like people. Make of that what you will. As for Professor Montford, retired quietly. He tried to retire quietly. Still sends Christmas cards. Never mentions Utah. Somewhere out there, another one's listening. If you ever hear a growl in the dark that sounds almost human, don't answer. You're not the one it's calling. Thank you.